Hello, fellow wanderers, I'm Endry, and thank you for joining me as we play Crusader Kings 3. We're going to be going on a little bit of an adventure today, playing as Daura Madaura. We will be doing this on Iron Man, which I may or may not regret. And we're just going to get started. And go ahead and start Iron Man, and this is the 1.21 patch, I think. So the first few balancing changes have definitely been made to the game, if I'm recalling correctly. So here we are, we're at our start, we're in 867 AD, and we control Daura here, which consists of the counties of Katsina and Daura. Down here is Kano, which is our husband's territory, which controls these 4 counties. And our goal in this campaign is to control all of Africa. All of it. Now, we are a basically preset character here. So we'll always start with diplomacy as our main tree. We are tribal. I do like prestige, so we're going to go down here, grab our focus for majesty, which will give us diplomacy points. Forced vassalage is but ducal conquest will be useful. Eventually we'll want to fill out a bunch of this tree, but what do we have right now? Thoughtful. People like us more when we send them gifts. Fine. Ducal conquest, titles cost 20% less. Quite useful. And it gives us a casus belli that we don't really need. And forced vassalage, which gives us another casus belli that we don't need. So let's go ahead and select this. This will give us another diplomacy. People like us more. And more prestige. Cool. That will get that part done. We have no heir to our dynasty. I would not worry about that too tremendously much. Let's go over here on our right hand side and look at our court. We don't have a physician. Whatever. And our council. Our council is pretty terrible. And we don't really have anyone better to put in Spy Master or into religion, so that's kind of Let's go down to our marshal here, who is... Alright, we did not start with the best counselors this time. I'm going to go over here. Right now he's set to organize levies, which will reinforce our levies faster. I don't care. We're going to move over here, which will reduce the maintenance for our men-at-arms, which we'll go over in a second. Give us just to find more commanders or improve their traits, which I find very nice. We have no factions. We have a couple of decisions here. We're going to go ahead and notify us when these become available. I always like to know when these are possible. We are going to hold a mystical communion. Bad things could happen, but we get some lifestyle XP, so let's go ahead and click that. Unite Africa. That's our goal. So we have to control all of Africa, which is our region. No problem. Let's go to our military. We have 880 levies and 6 champions. I'm pretty sure our champions are terrible because they always are. All of our units here have to be recruited with prestige. So at the moment, these are what we can recruit. Sahel Horsemen are our unique unit here. They're okay. I don't like them too horrendously much. But they do counter heavy infantry and archers, so they'll be useful later. Light footmen here you can take a look at. They counter heavy infantry. They're terrible in our terrain. Bowmen here, they're okay. They counter skirmishers. Light horsemen here are basically the same as our Sahel horsemen there, except for the fact that they have different terrains they work on. So these are better than these. You might as well recruit these. And then pikemen, which counter cavalry and are good in hills, mountains, and desert mountains. I'm going to be starting with pikemen. That cost 150 to create. And I'm actually going to go in here. You click them again, you can increase their size. I'm going to put them all to 3. Use up all of our starting prestige. And that's absolutely fine. I don't mind doing that. We are going to sound a hunt. That will give us more prestige to work with, which is fantastic. And we are immediately going to go into war. This is going to be a very war-heavy campaign, to say the least. So here's Gober. Gober has no friends. He only has 305 troops. He probably has a little bit more once I unpause, but for the moment he has 305. We already have 891. This is not going to be a difficult war. Go ahead and click our rally point, click raise all here, and then we want to go straight to Gober once they're done assembling. And they instantly finish because, well, they were in our territory, basically. Our commander is pretty terrible. Spear light is perfectly balanced. My Magda is sitting next to me. I don't care about my Magda's opinion of me, so I'm going to go ahead and take the prestige there, because I really care about the prestige. And there you can see we're probably going to win this war because we vastly outnumber them. The hunt is drawing to an end. This is basically just our generic. We're done with the hunt. Have another 150 prestige. For generation, Hausland has been ruled by the Magagia, a line of matriarchal rulers, which I am the latest. Our traditions have served us well, but the world is changing. The heroic deeds of my husband, Bayajida, who is a Iraqi, I believe, have earned him great wealth and respect, though as he hails from distant lands, his successes also portend great change. My son Bawa was the apple of his father's eye, though a mere babe. I wonder if people identify more as his adventuring father or my own traditional legacy. I'm going to say that we don't care. We're going to disinherit him and say only women get to carry on our legacy, because I think that's more fun. So now, our heir has switched over to our sister, so we have an heir, and we're just going to marry her off to whoever here. Doesn't really matter. Oh. First time it happened, I barely gave it any moment's thought, but my magia has been growing bolder, testing my limits. I am going to say... So these are just ways to get diplomacy and various other effects. So if we take the first one, we get a hook on her. We gain 50 diplomacy no matter what, and she will gain opinion of us. Otherwise, she will stop endorsing us. We spend prestige, and it's yeah. I think it's all pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much. If we fail or get outwitted, it could be bad. I'm just going to go ahead and pick one of them. It doesn't actually matter, I don't think. All right, our heir is now married. That's fantastic. And yeah, whenever she raised her voice to speak, I yawned to turn my attention elsewhere or outright interrupted her. So others began to follow my example, grew more and more hesitant. So we actually got a hook on her. And yeah, we gained some diplomacy points, which are fantastic. Those are building up over here, if you're curious. And we're now sieging. Let's take a look at our siege. So this is the siege progress bar. It's no longer random when you'll win or lose sieges, unlike CK2. Is that Seek or is that Europa? Or is it both? I can't even remember. Sister has been wounded. Let's go ahead and send for a physician. Might as well. I don't have any gold, but, you know. I can't afford either of them. I'll go ahead and go into a little bit of debt here just to get one of them. I'm not reading those because they're generic. Make a decision. I always pretty much go with do no more than is necessary. It tends to work out okay. We've got starvation, disease, and walls. Nothing we can do about those. So we're basically just watching these count down and hoping that generally disease happens. Though starvation will give you a one-time big boost to your siege. And we got, this is dry lands, we can select our guys, but basically we're just waiting for this to finish. This is not, in general, a war we should lose. And he ran off somewhere. I have no clue where. And we are getting a little unlucky with our siege at the moment. It's taking us a lot longer to do this than I thought, because we haven't gotten either of these. And every 20 days we get a chance for another one. It's not going to matter. Really? You're coming back to challenge me? Okay. I mean, I don't think you're going to win. I have corruption in Daura? Why do I have corruption in Daura? Whatever. Not worried about it. See, we won. You can click these, see what we won. We got 27 fame. We got some war score. This will show us our casualties. So, nothing too major there. Oh. We have kidnapped his heir, which is kind of neat. And I'm going to take a consort. Ooh, my storage is beautiful. Awesome. I'll take that. And we can ransom a child. So when you win a war, you'll hear a tink. And this down here, your war score, will show up. And we hit enforced demands. And hostages taken by our people will all be released. So before I finish this, I'm going to ransom him. He's worth 20. I mean, he's worth 50, but he'll give me 20 because he has no money. We'll finish our ransom, but since we control all of his territory, we win. We just win. All there is to it. Down here is a disband all button. We're going to click that. Disband. We now have another county. This is now ours. We now control these 3 areas. Our control is low in all of these. That being said, I'm not too worried about control on these territories because I don't intend to keep them long term through this character's life. So here we are. He has no allies. He has 618 men. He is vastly inferior to us. You are thrifty clerk, so you're probably not going to have a very good military. The reason this says vastly inferior is we do have an ally. And note here, he is training Sahel horsemen, which are weak against our pikemen to begin with. We're going to raise our troops. I'm not going to march them out immediately. I'm going to wait for him to march his troops. Oh. I am now the cultural head of House of Culture. So if we go down here, this is our culture tab. And we're already on onagers, which is what I want. This is our technology, basically. We're getting a boost to public works because another culture has it in our control. And I want to do onager because I like to do sieges faster, and onagers are good for sieges. Now he's going to come up here. He's probably going to go to Gober, which is fine. Gober is my territory, so I always have the defensive advantage on it. So I'm going to let him go ahead and go there. It says our chances are about even, but I have every advantage. Don't know why it says that. Unless he's got a real... Oh, he's got a slightly better commander than I do. Or had. Now he doesn't. He's got light cavalry. I've got pikemen. My pikemen win. We're trying to get Sokoto here. So I do want to siege this down. This is our war goal. It will make our war score increase over time if we control it. So we're going to go ahead and click that. I'm not going to worry about chasing down the rest of his troops at the moment. We're more than double his strength on the board. We'll probably be fine. I could seek aid of the spirits. I don't remember how much it costs. 75, yeah. I'm not going to bother, and it can turn bad, so it might be best not to. Somebody tried to poison me. I wonder who that was. By the way, that was this person, who I would really like to destroy. Unfortunately, my character is just, honest, and trusting. And if I tried to assassinate my rival there, bad things would happen. Actually, I'll even just show it. If we go to intrigue, or actually, sorry, if we go to... Ooh, neat, I can upgrade that. I'm going to upgrade... This is our tribe. This basically shows all of our territory. It also shows our laws. I'm going to pass limited authority, just because we have the prestige, and it locks us out for 10 years to do it again. So we're going to go ahead and unlock that now just to get the timer rolling on getting that upgraded one more time. So here we are. We are about to win this siege. He is sieging Katsina, which is irritating, and he seems to be getting luckier rolls. By the way, if you click the spears, it'll open it up. See, we still haven't got disease. Disease is the big one. That makes a big difference on how fast you'll win a siege. But we should be able to make it over here long before he finishes that siege. And our Chancellor has improved the opinion of Dendi with us. So there we go. And we lost 50 faith because our Magia has poor learning skill. What else are we going to do, right? Oof, barely made it in time. Must have got some good rolls. Our champion was wounded. That's unfortunate. And we won. So let's go over to Kebi, which is his capital. You can tell because it's got the burning torch over there instead of just being a blank fortress like Castina there is. Katsina. And we're just going to kind of, you know what? Since you want to come up here, I'm just going to finish you off this way. I could get more gold if I siege that, but I'm more interested in expediency than money. Money will be important later, not so much now. Oh, that was new. Huh. Okay. That horn I'm not used to. So we won. We won't release any prisoners because we don't have any of his family currently. So we're going to enforce our demands. And now we control this territory. Fantastic. We're not in war. We could go on a pilgrimage, but they are very expensive. I'm absolutely just going to keep on going through war. We have to make a lot of territory very, very quickly. So I'm going to move our main rally point down here. I'm going to go to Yauri. And I'm going to look at him and say, I want your county. And he has no allies. He has no troops. He is absolutely about to get stomped. I am going to chase his army a little bit here. It might not be the brightest idea. But that's okay. We'll be fine. Maybe. Maybe not. We might lose this fight. He has a lot of champions, that's why. Unfortunately for him, his champions are not enough. Sheikh Isli rules the Sheikhdom of Takeda, which is home to a large number of devout Boris. The Sigwa Sheikh could easily persecute the faithful Boris for living there, and it's my responsibility to protect them. So I could get a claim and 100 piety. We could smuggle them, which would give us religious refugees. Not overly interested in that. Or I could send an envoy, which is 100 diplomacy, and it's a diplomacy challenge. And unfortunately, we're unlikely to succeed. But I'm going to go with that one because I want the diplomacy experience. And yeah, we lost. He didn't want to hear none of that. He was all paranoid about it. And yay, we can unlock a perk. We can do Benevolent Intent or Monthly Prestige per Dread. I'm just going to go with Firm Hand. It's fine. Those aren't really important. It's the where they converge together. That's what I'm trying to get to. And when we get there, y'all see why. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I took a drink and swallowed down the wrong pipe. Alright, we were attacked in the woods. We almost got killed, and we now know that Bagwara is trying to kill us. We gain Watchful, we can imprison her, and our chief is probably going to be very unhappy with her. Unfortunately, I would still gain stress for trying to kill her. It's 53. I'm going to go ahead and start the scheme and see who we can invite. Anyone worth it? Probably not. Somebody is trying to seduce us. Our consort, in fact. So heck, why not? It'll be fun, right? These guys really aren't all that helpful. What's it cost to bribe you? Too much to care at the moment. Maybe people will join us. They probably won't. But yeah, our rival really wants us dead. And this is our stress bar. As you can see, our stress is much higher now. A couple of other things to note. Because we are fighting battles constantly, we are getting a accruing score of people hate us because we're in offensive wars. Our own peasants will eventually go against us because of it. We have a little while before we have to worry about that, though. He is going to try and attack us with 69 troops. Good luck, man. So this is a chance to improve our chance to murder her. If we pay 15, we get plus 10 secrecy and plus 10% chance to succeed. And there's a chance that somebody will tattle on us, or we could explore ourselves, which would give us stress, or make us ill, or we could abandon it. I'm going to go ahead and say 15 gold, give it a try. And our hunter is discreet, so there's no negative effect to that, fortunately. Oh, we captured his steward. That's nice. And we captured his daughter. So let's go ahead and ransom her for 50. That's a good chunk of gold. You'll probably notice I always pause before I do things like that. It's just to make sure that nothing weird happens. Alright, we now control 5 out of 4 domains, which means we actually control more than our force limit, which is bad, but because I now control the majority of Kebi, I can create a duchy. I control 2 de jure counties, or de jure, or whatever, and for 75 gold, we can get 300 prestige and create the title. Now we are a duke, or duchess. I'm going to go ahead and just randomly pick a courtier. It costs you 0.2 to not have all your consorts. 0.2 prestige per month, so it is worth having. I am low on champions. Hopefully we'll fix that, but for the moment, what I really want to do... These are the duchies, by the way. As you'll note, I'm split between 2 duchies on this. Kebi is basically mine, except for what I haven't conquered. But I have too much territory, so I'm going to give one away. So I'm going to click the holding, go over here, and I click Grant To, and I'm going to grant it to somebody. At the moment, my steward and my champion, and basically my consort, sure, it'll make him like me more, and it will take me below my limit, and he will become my vassal because he is a count, he is not a duke. So before you have gotten this far, anyone you granted land to because you were a count yourself would not have stayed under your control. Now we have Katigam over here. This seems like it's a very long distance war, but we are going to wage it regardless. And the reason we are going to do that is because the other territories to the south of us here are not part of our empire, and we want to form an empire during this lifetime. So we're going to go ahead and say, cool. And my glory is widely known. I'm now distinguished. What does that matter? It means I could get more troops from my vassals because I am tribal, and your gold and troops are determined by your overall fortunes. So we now have a person who is not of our religion who is coming to our area. We can reject him. Basically, he just goes away. We can let him in, and he keeps his religion, but it gives us a hook, and it makes him like us more, or we can embrace Bori, which makes him our religion. I'm going to say embrace Bori. It gives us a light hook on him. We'll go over hooks later. I don't have a lot of ways to use them right now. At least I don't have a lot of ways I care to use them right now. They will be important later, though. I'm at 425 prestige, which means I should probably spend some on my military. We can now create up to 3 men-at-arms because we are a duchess. I'm going to go ahead and create a second set of pikemen first because I think for what they cost, I think they're our best value at the moment. Personal opinion there. We look at him. He has 200 bowmen. So if we had had our own cavalry, we could have fought his bowmen off more easily. Bowmen off more easily. That being said, we still won. And while they're not raised, our other troops, our other pikemen here, are going to start accruing up towards their cap of 200, which will go to 300 as soon as I can afford the prestige cost. And he's retreating. I can't do anything to him while he's retreating. He will probably end up trying to siege one of my holdings. I don't care if he succeeds. If he does, I lose some control. Alright, well. It's been discovered. I'm going to go ahead and abandon it. I don't care to continue pursuing it. She's going to keep trying to kill me, which is going to be really, really annoying. There's not a lot I can do about it until I can control all of Kano here, and then I could imprison her because she would be my subject, but I don't control Kano, so there you go. So he's going to run over to cast another Daura there and try to take it over. He's going to run all the way over here. He may actually try and take a swing at me. I think he's going to. Will he succeed? That is the question. Our troops are not particularly good. The number of pips here are indicative of how skilled your troops are. So his troops are much more skilled than mine. That being said, I have 8 knights versus his 5. He would not win. Alright, so this is our consort who is trying to get us to love him. That would give us prestige. This would give us a pet cat, which I actually kind of like. We could get a rare orchid, which would get us learning and prestige, which is also pretty good. I'll go with the cat. I like cats. I thought long and hard my sweetness. What would make the perfect companion? Clever and independent creature is yourself. That it hit me. And would fit you better than a cat. And we have a little kitten. Aww, I will take such good care of you. Pet cat. This will open up more events that we can take. I'm going to name him Flame. There's a cat rest on my lap, Penny Pearly. I wonder what I should name him. Something historical? Something alluding to his orange fur? Something to describe a soothing feeling I experienced by scratching behind the ear? I'm going to name him Flame. Yes, Flame the cat. He's going to try. I don't think he's going to succeed because, yeah, our troops are way better than his. Yep. So we have now taken our enemy hostage. I guess that horn is to make it more obvious now. We're going to have to release him because we want to end the war, but I'm going to go ahead and just release him. It's not a big deal. And then we're going to go ahead and unpause for a second. And we are in a war because Munia decided they were going to declare war on this guy, even though I was already at war with him. This is going to be unfortunate for Munia. So that can happen. If you are in an offensive war and somebody else declares war on your target, you can be stuck having to fight their enemy after the war. In this case, this guy doesn't really stand much of a chance. So I'm going to go ahead and give Sokoto to somebody. I'm not really worried about who I give these to at the moment. I would like them to be useful. Ooh, you are great. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and look at my council again. You are not actually all that good. You are fantastic. You can have that one. You're a little better, so I'm going to go ahead and put you in charge. You are a 14, but you're already assigned because you're my marshal. All right, that's good. That works better. Now, hopefully at some point here in the near future, we are going to become pregnant. Let's also, by the way, look at our... what is what I'm looking for? Court? No. Champions. These are the people who we can allow and forbid to be our champions. If you'll note, our champions kind of suck. And we're not fighting ourselves at the moment, which is nice. You can die in battle if you lead your armies. Go figure. They changed this too. This used to display all of these up here. And now it will actually show 0 once you've looked through them all. I like that. Our old Majda died. Is our new one any better? Oh, you are terrible. Terrible. Ugh. That's unfortunate. So this is Munia, which is a county inside of Canham. Because a county declared war against this area, I don't have to fight all of Canham, I just have to fight their county. Welcome to feudalism, I guess. Either way, they're about to be a footnote on history in this war, because we're going to crush them. I like that horn. That's much more obvious. Because he declared war on us and we won, because he's considered the attacker for this war, we're not only getting 31 gold, we're getting 150 prestige and 75 fame. Or prestige, actually. So it's all prestige. That's actually fantastic. That is a lot of prestige, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. We're going to go over here and increase that to size 3. Haha, fantastic. Prestige is used to build buildings in tribal era. I am not worried about building buildings in the tribal area. So, okay. I want to take over Kaga real quick, if I can. Who are they allied with, I suppose, is the question. I don't know if they have an ally. Conquer County, 895, and vastly inferior. Oof, but I'm low on troops right now, actually. I should probably wait just a couple months to get some troops. Who do we have? So we still have Kebi here. We still have peace with him, peace treaty with him, so we can't go attack him immediately. But I would like to get a few extra troops up. At least get our pikemen finished reinforcing. That would be nice. Getting the initial grab is the big one. You want to be able to reduce the amount of spaces that Kano can expand. Because we want them. Oh, I have a child. Not from the one I wanted. But we're now pregnant. Cool. Praetorian Guard says we'll get 2% more... Is this prestige? Yeah, prestige every month. Based on our knights. Our knights are our champions. Which is pretty cool. But they can't be a commander and a knight at the same time. So keep that in mind. Alright. I think we have gotten enough troops back. By the way, this is costing piety every time I declare these wars, because these are my religion. If they were not my religion, instead of costing piety, they would cost prestige. So if we wanted to fight these guys, who are all not my religion, we would need to keep our prestige up. And now our castle is rat-free because of our cat. Oh, come on. There we go. Which gives a huge boost to health, which means we'll live longer. Or if a disease comes by, it will affect us less. Take your pick. So we're going to go ahead and start sieging down this area. We got a disease outbreak. Yay! Plus 10% progress, which is fantastic. Inefficient census, it happens. Starvation. Plus 5% siege progress, period. Ooh, rampant disease. Plus 20% progress per day. That's the one you really want to get. Rampant disease. Makes the bar fill very, very fast. Now, we would like to get Tahawa there sooner than later to get a second duchy. It would also let us form a kingdom. Oh, we can now hold a mystical communion. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Something happened. We are now ill. I still have a physician, so that's cool. Do no more than necessary, and there we go. We're good. I'm not going to read those because they happen a lot. And I mean a lot. Come on, finish up. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and march over here. I don't really want him to siege my capital in the time it takes me to siege his capital. So we'll go take the fight to him real quick. I'm going to go ahead and call a hunt. It reduces stress and gives me more prestige. Ah, I have a daughter. Yay! She is unfortunately the child of a consort. So there we go. And we're going to name her Shawata. So that's our heir. Hopefully all of our sons, all of our other children will be sons, so that we won't divide our kingdom up when we die. My consort, the good one, has been wounded. I'm going to attempt to practice field surgery on him, because I would... Well, do I really care? Oh, yeah, +1 learning. Go ahead and do that. It'll get rid of his wounded trait, make him less likely to die. It cost us the chance to get some prestige, but we're going to get some anyway from the hunt regardless, so I'm not tremendously worried about it. Speaking of which, finally going to recruit a unit of those horsemen. Can only recruit one so far, but we are definitely going to grab them, because it would be nice to get some cavalry. Cavalry is very powerful. Even though it's only light cavalry, and heavy would be better, light cavalry is still very, very powerful. It just happens to also be incredibly expensive. I will probably only keep the one unit of it in my men-at-arms. Ah, we're no longer ill. Very good. And our war continues. After this, I will probably... I'll be giving away Yauri. Or Katagum, I don't really care which. And then I'll probably go after Kabi and Tahawa, so I can finish up getting my territories directly next to me under control. Oh, and because we had a ticking war score because of the conquest of Fika, which was our target, we won the war without any more fights. I'm going to go ahead and disband all. I'm going to go ahead and give Yauri away, because why not? You can click between holdings here if you need to. And yet again, I don't really care who I give this to at the moment, except I would like them to be good. Ooh, you are fantastic at subterfuge. Yeah. By all means, you love me, And you are an incredible spy person. So fantastic. Still would like a better... Ooh. Oh, no. You're my chancellor, and I don't have a good replacement for you. So we won't worry about it too much. There are other things we can do with chancellors that I will get into. Or not chancellors, but court members, council members, that we can get into in a bit. But for now, what they do, I don't really care about. Except this. Our steward can convert cultures. I'm going to go ahead and start converting cultures. Just to make it easier later if I have to do it. Basically, it makes people hate me less, which means I have less peasant revolts. So there you go. Kebi, I don't think we're at peace with you. Oh, we are still. Well then, let's go ahead and change where that is. I was expecting us to not have been through that many wars so far. So we're going to declare war on him. All we want is Tahawa. I don't care about the rest of his territories. He is not my religion, so this is going to cost me 75 prestige. And between him and his allies, he has about 17 or 1,100 troops, which is less than I have, even without being fully recharged. And he has footmen and bowmen. And he has some uplanders, which are skirmishers. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and raise our army. And pause. As you can see, it takes a while to fill your levies. Oh, and I have a prisoner I can ransom for 10 gold. Yay! That'll almost get me enough to create another duchy. Almost. My husband is allergic to cats. Oof. Well, this'll make my husband die faster, so he'll hate me a little bit, but too bad. My cat. He doesn't get to tell me to get rid of it. Plus, you still have that consort. So tell you what, you get rid of her, and I'll get rid of the cat. Oh, this guy's really in a bad way. Ah, so this is the Emirate of Air, and we can either take the letter, make it get 150 prestige. We could reduce our stress, which who cares? We have barely any. Let's start exchanging letters. It'll make him like us a little bit, and it gives us a chance to earn some diplomacy points, which I would definitely not dislike. So here's Bakanu, who is our the one we want to like us. And we're going to go ahead and make him our soulmate because I want children from him versus other consorts. So let's look at this guy here. He is a warrior, and he is gallant. He is... yeah. I'm going to, instead of talking about philosophical debates, I'm going to talk about military campaigns. I don't know if he'll like that or not. Not really. My horse suddenly throws itself off the path. I fall over. Wolf is here. And, oh, cool. My soulmate just saved me. Fantastic. I could make a duchy. I'm not going to yet. I'm going to end up making this duchy here next. Yeah. So there's like a 50-50 shot that whichever one you pick, he will he'll either approve or not. We have a chance to gain 300 or 100 diplomacy experience. We got 300. Fantastic. Love that event when it works. Hate it when it doesn't. Not one of my favorite... Diplomacy tree is not one of my favorite trees to work through, but that's okay. You're not going to see a lot of diplomats in the rest of the family tree. You're going to see a lot of learned and martial people, probably. Until we really get really big, and then we're going to focus probably a lot on stewardship. All stats have a different effect, basically. So yeah, we got lots of warring over here. I'm not worried about them. They're not going to cause us any undue trouble, really. I don't know if we're going to get down there fast enough to not take that siege, but... Oh, he ran out of soldiers. Oh, he's running, that's why. Good. Good, run. No, you don't get to go further than that. So this guy's hostile to us. It means that he's currently fighting the same target we are, which is fine. He's looking to grab Zarma, and we are not. So even when this war ends, I don't think we're actually going to get into a second war. Oh, we wiped his army. Oof, that's rough. So we're going to go over here. And I'm going to grab a Benevolent Tent, which makes it easier to sway people. I don't really care. And this is a generic thing. It says we get a commander. She is terrible, but she'll get better. I don't really want to fight his stacks. It's actually two separate armies, so I don't really want to deal with that. I'm going to head over here and just start replenishing troops, basically, while we wait for him to finish his little side war here. So the question is, do I want to be a generous liege, a feared liege, or just impress a particular person? I'm not worried about our income, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce vassal taxes by 5% because we have 2 count level vassals, so who cares? But it will also make them like me a lot, which is nice. Rebellions are bad. Actually, we have 3 vassals now, don't we? We have 3. It didn't really impact our income. Because I'm a jerk, I'm going to try and kill his unit there. Might actually get lucky and kidnap somebody. No. Like, oh, we're being raided. Who is raiding us and where? Ugh. Alright, I'll go over here for a second. I don't actually care that much about being raided, but occasionally you can get some good outcomes. Or he can raid us and take 75 prestige from us. Fantastic. Oh, neighboring ruler lost war. So yeah, he lost his Arma. And I'm going to worry more about getting defense of Katagum, because his army is basically already dead. I could have disbanded, moved there, moved my rally point, and then come over that way. It probably would have been a good idea, given how long it's taking me to cross the territory. Are you Kano? He probably is. Or Kanem, I mean. Probably going to have to wreck him. I like that horn. I really do. There we go. We now control that, which is cool. And we can now create the Duchy of Gobir. Same thing. 75 gold. Gets us a whole bunch of prestige. We can now create the Kingdom, which costs a whole lot more gold. So, duchies, duchies, duchies. So that's all Kaga. I'm going to go ahead and grant this to somebody. And yeah, I think we're now going to go... Well, I could go get Kebi. I don't really care about Kebi at the moment, though. So I'm going to go ahead, go over here, and I think I'm just going to keep churning through the rest of... Oh, my armies are raised. Oh, my armies are raised. I should probably solve that. Can I get to him? No, I don't think I can. We can raid, by the way. I could go to raiding here, and I could go to Muno. There's 15 gold there. You know, I actually need the money, so let's go ahead and raid a little bit. I actually do really need the money. When you're raiding, it lowers the upkeep of your troops, which means that even with a raised army, I'm actually making decent money. With some of that prestige, I'll go ahead and start working on some more horsemen. We now have some factions here because Peasant Rabble is mad. And our cat left us two gold. That's nice. And yeah, so we've been at war, which puts us at minus 27 opinion from them. So that's just going to fill up. We're eventually going to get a revolt. I am not going to worry about too... Did I already win that siege? Oh, maybe I did. What are you doing? You're being raided by me. What else is new? Ooh, one of our people got 2 more prowess. Prowess is the ability for them to fight in wars, by the way, in case you are curious. So when they're in battle, if they're higher their prowess, the more damage they do, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you can only go in 1 territory deep from your territories before you start taking 100 troop attrition every time you walk 1 more square. So we're going to pause. You see there, we take 100 casualties there. But I could go here, because it's right next to my borders, and I can raid them. Which will give me nothing, apparently. That's a pity. Oh, they've already been raided, that's why. Well, I could go here. They'll give me another 16? 15? 15. Yeah, let's go ahead. I need to get a little bit of money. I'd like to found that kingdom. Then I can start giving away duchies. You can only hold 2 duchies as a king, or higher, without taking penalties. You can hold up to your domain limit in baronies, or generally just counties, basically, but you can technically hold multiple baronies in a county. I just don't recommend it, personally. Wow, we do raid really fast. Good to know. So far, making decent progress. Let's head back home, because until we're home, we can't add that to our treasury. And if someone were to attack us and win, they would take the money that we've gotten so far. These torches mean that this has been recently raided, so we can't raid it ourselves. But that's probably all the raiding I'm going to do at this point. Now I would rather get back into conquest. Oh yeah, we brought home a lot of stuff. We could host a feast. We can vassalize somebody. Oh, the guy in Kebi. I am not going to vassalize him. I would rather control his territory and give it to somebody else. But we're going to keep that in mind, that is a thing that we can do. Go ahead and disband this army. They're in our controlled territory. It really won't take them any time to disband. And now we're looking at the point where we've got a truce with this guy, so we can't really fight him. So I'm going to start working our way through the rest of the empire. And this is going to be a long introduction. Well, maybe. This might be a double upload video just to get us started, because we've barely started our conquest across the territory. And my hope is to actually get to Emperor or Empress before this character dies, which, depending on our luck with being assassinated, may or may not happen. So one thing we're definitely going to want to do is, so because this guy is, his capital will get another 15 gold when we sack it. That'll get us closer to getting that kingdom going. A scheme at court. Someone is plotting to kill Haroun. We don't really know who, but somebody is, but I'm not worried about it. Now, what we can do is we can say, we don't really need that many people to besiege. And if you'll note, you do slowly lose people in a territory you're sieging. So we can actually detach that siege. We're being raided? Where? Oh, over there. I don't care. I'm pretty lackluster about caring about being raided. We're going to lose 35 prestige. Whatever. That's the only bad part about getting raided is we can lose prestige from it. So our daughter is showing martial signs, and I am going to assign her for martial because that's what I want for her. And my consort is plotting against my courtier. And it's my consort that is plotting against my courtier. It says Harun loses 100 opinion. Oh. Of Bashir, okay. So I can imprison him. Imprisoning people is a great way to make money. My vassal approaches. He's got my kitten. And, who are you? You are a vassal who... Yeah, whatever. He's just a cat. Stop it. You still like me even after that, so stop it. Stop complaining. It's a cat. So yeah, by splitting off here, I'm reducing the attrition that my units are taking while waiting. I could also, if I really wanted to, just take him over here. And he would start to reinforce. And since this guy's going to be an idiot, and walk over to my primary holding and try and siege it down, I'm going to go over there and stop him a little. Because my good troops are in this army. Not this one. Sieging troops tend to not have a lot of your good units, and if you're expecting to leave them behind and for them to get attacked, make sure you put a commander on them. You don't have to, but I would recommend it. Yeah. Neat. We get willing levies, plus 25% levy size from that county. I don't care, but, you know, levies are terrible troops. Terrible, terrible troops. So we won the war now. But I want to see if I can get a prisoner by winning this battle. Because I don't think we have any chance to lose it. And he might have somebody important here that I can get some money for. Oh. My sister, I think. Yeah, her husband died. That's a pity. Go ahead and just, I don't know. Grab that guy. Why not? And we did grab people. We grabbed a champion that nobody really wanted. So let's go ahead and finish this. Very good. And apparently this guy wanted that territory too. So now we're going to fight him, I guess. Alliances are formed by marriage, so who you marry is actually really important. Yeah, I know. I can vassalize Kebi. I don't want to, though. Do I really only have one child so far? That's really strange. I'm 33. I was expecting to have more children at this point. Maybe I should get another consort. Anyone good? Oh, you're terrible. No, not really. Well, we'll just hope that sooner than later we'll have another child. I mean, one child's not bad as long as she survives to adulthood. It wouldn't be so bad. Alright, inspiring rule. For every powerful vassal, we get 5% more prestige. Speaking of which, according to this, we have a powerful vassal that expects a council position. Cool. You are actually a good chancellor. So we'll just go ahead and shove you in there, and now we have that taken care of. Now then, looking at duchies. This is all Wendala. So I actually don't mind just giving one of these away. Are you any good? You know, it doesn't even matter. That'll be fine. Take that one. It's yours now. Oh, good. I'm pregnant again. Huh, for my actual husband. This troop is terrible. I'm going to go ahead and add a commander to him. That guy for now. These aren't good troops, but they should be good enough when I've got the home field advantage there. Plus, I think I've got like 100 of my cavalry there. So we'll be alright. And this will probably be the last war for this video. And next video, we are probably going to manage to get all the way to Dowerfur. Whenever I go, my champion Duna is sure to follow. Could become lovers, could not. How sweet, but no. We could, yeah. I'm going to say how sweet, but no. You know, it's adorable that you think that, but no, I'm good. And now he's going to try and run because he's realized, oh no, 800 troops. Probably can't handle that. And we'll head to Cassina because why not? Now where are you going? Once I create the kingdom, it'll be interesting. I'll be able to vassalize a lot more. How are we doing on those laws? Still got a ways to go. No, actually 2 more years. Dang. Not that long at all, actually. And we won. And we won. Neat. Who can I... No one? No one? Oh, you're broke. Hate when they're broke. Alright. Well, it's going to give us 12 gold and a bunch of prestige, so fantastic. And we are now illustrious. So I'm going to go ahead and disband our army, and we are going to call it a part there. So I hope you are all enjoying. If you have any questions about this, on anything I've done, feel free to ask, and I will attempt to answer in the comments. Until our paths cross again, have fun and stay safe, everyone.